Welcome fellow mobile gaming fanatics, I'm MyTyme here, and in a little change up to what I usually do, this is a medley, a combination video with all three games featuring MyNBA2k16, WWE Supercard and NHL Supercard, just combined into one to get it out there for you guys. So rather than making three separate videos explaining the same thing, I'm basically saying that unfortunately I am not able to play much at all this weekend. Thursday, Friday I've been out. I've been spending the time with the girlfriend, so I basically wasn't on the game at all, played nothing. All the events I've not even touched this event we'll go and see now. It's the Pistons versus the Jazz. As I click on here, it's going to let me pick a team, so just to skip through, it doesn't make any difference. We'll come and look at the who's up for grabs in a moment. But yeah, so I'm not going to be playing any kind of games towards these events across the three platforms this weekend, so I apologise for that. And I'd like to say I could get some done on the weekend, like today's Saturday morning, but I am actually off out in a little while time. It's 8:15 now. I'll be leaving in probably an hour and a half's time or so, something like that, to go up to London. I'm going to watch Crystal Palace versus Man United in the FA Cup final at Wembley. So that's going to be my Saturday taken over. It's a 5:30 kickoff, so I won't be back till late. That's that finished with. Then after that, I've also got tomorrow, Sunday, which is probably going to be recovering. And the last thing I'm going to want to do is get up and focus on grinding events. So unfortunately, this weekend's a bit of a washout, people. We'll have a look at what rewards are up for grabs, though, in the Rivals Clash. Not that I would have been able to go for these anyway, but you got Rodman there for the Pistons versus, over here, Karl Malone. As we scroll down, let's have a look at what the regular cards are. Rodman versus Karl Malone again. Pretty cool. I was happy to get that Rodman. I always liked Rodman when he was at the Bulls, so I'd like that playoff card, but obviously I'm not going to get it. And then for star cards, Rodman and Malone again. And let's have a look at some undercards. Guess what? Guess what, everyone? Rodman legendary and Karl Malone legendary. Yeah, so who's going to win? I think, oh, well, it's not going to be close, is it? Pistons are going to easily win this. So Dennis Rodman cards up for grabs for everyone. Me, though, won't be getting any of those cards, unfortunately. I think I do have some season rewards, though, so there is some good news. If we come in here and have a look at the playoff bracket, went out in the semi-finals. It was pretty plain sailing until there. I did lose in this first match here against Shells. And if we have a look at the team, you can see he isn't energized and I am. So as the game progressed, he was energized and managed to get some victories, but he did re-energize here, and I did still manage to win some of the games when he was, okay, he's not fully energized, but like in these games, he is here, and I still did manage to win. It was just a case of in that first game, obviously everything went his way, all the matchups, everything, and he wasn't powered. So it was good to get through that, because otherwise that would have been a bit of a heartbreak to go out in that first round again. Only qualified in 5th this time, so not too bad. Come up against Bombers, and for whatever reason, I've just managed to get good lineups, taking him through 4-0. And once we got to here against Cheetown Stags, this was, although it was close to begin with here, this was always going to rely on me having favourite matchups in my favour. I needed a lot of luck to win this, and he hasn't energized for a few games, as you can see. He didn't energize in this game, even game 5, and still took it just. In this game game 4, forget the energy on his cards. I was at least had better matchups, although I wasn't energized. And I thought, you know what? As I have won this game, just in case he doesn't come back and play, I would energize for game 5. Maybe I'll scrape through. Didn't matter. He hadn't energized again, but the matchups not in my favour. He's just about taking it. So he had the better team overall anyway. He's got quite a few pros in there, star pros and a few playoff pros. It just, unfortunately, these matchups just haven't worked out to help me. So lost that. Well, I wouldn't have won the final anyway. That's not the point. Main thing is, I do get a playoff card. So if we come back very quickly, we'll show you. I've got those 2 playoff cards, I believe, which aren't pros yet. Let's come to playoff. So if I could ideally, oh no, I bought a Duncan, didn't I? I completely forgot that I've got Duncan and Barnes. Okay. I really don't want to get Tim Duncan or Harrison Barnes in. So now that that is over, I can pro you, can't I? So we're going to pro the... Yeah, we'll pro you. So we'll claim our rewards and we'll come back. So to be fair, there's not really anything then. I was going to say if I could have got lucky and picked one so I don't have to use a star contract. Sorry, don't have to use a wild card to pro them. Great. So let's just go for something that's not a centre. A dual position player. That would be good. Not centre. Let's have a see. I don't want Tim Duncan or Harrison Barnes. Williams, fine. Point guard, take that. Not going to be one of the best cards in the tier. A bit unfortunate there with his specialisation as well. I don't really want it on his defence, but never mind. Never mind, it's a point guard, which is good because centres seem to be flowing around at the moment pretty easily. Bit like water. You can get your hands on it anywhere you go. But point guard, happy with that. Fair enough. Play through. We're going to get ready to join a new season in a moment. So once again, we'll come into my cards. We will quickly pro up this Tim Duncan. And, I've got to put him out of the season, don't I? This is a bit of a pain. So, swap out for anyone. Trained on my cards away. Okay, thank you. Let's come back. And let's pro up. Make sure we pro up the right Tim Duncan. Both. Okay, so we don't want you. We want to do you. Sign a pro. Need to get a star contract. It's going really well. As you can see, I had definitely prepared for this before. And I don't have the credits. Okay, well, with that said, I'm going to do a little bit of magic and click my fingers, and there's going to be some credit there. So you ready? There you go, people. Little bit of magic. Big tip, big secret. If you need credits in the game, that's what you have to do. Wish very, very, very hard. Click of the fingers, and voila, you're back in business. So with that, let's go get this star contract. Get rid of all the rubbish in it that we don't need. So probably plenty of silver contracts and bronze contracts. So off you go. And finally, the bad boy that we have been looking for, team perk. So nice little tip here as well, guys. If you are in a guild, clan, whatever you want to call them, a squad, go tell your homies that you have just done a team perk. Then it's at least, should we say, it's nice to at least let them know that there is a potential for them if they're going to play to get that bonus, whether it's increased foil picks or generally +1 it tends to be from those team perks, those kind of things. You know, even if it only runs for an hour, it's still nice to let people know rather than just getting the perk and not saying anything. So let's come down here. Now we can actually pro you, Tim, and make sure it is the offensive buff with the specialization there. Sign a contract, we're good to go. Wildcard still in the bank. And boom, there he is, ready. So along with my Harrison Barnes, which isn't fully leveled up yet, I can go and put him in. Will I put Williams in? Yes, I will, in fact. So let's go to this season. And we can swap out for you. And Williams will come in for one of my weaker cards, because once he's been trained up a bit, he will be better than these cards. So we're going to get rid of Everson, swap for Williams. So obviously at the moment, yeah, he's not any better. But once he's been trained up, he will be better than these legendary pros. So we'll keep Bryant in because he's playing in position. I take out, next one to go will be probably Russell, because again he's out of position. And yeah, as you see, another good reason to get that point guard, help me in the seasons, get that boost, have him in position, etc. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm going to click begin season now. Not going to do too much of this until tomorrow, so no doubt I'll probably won't be in the qualifying come the end of it, but never mind, first 16, 17, 18 games or so, I can pull that around. So next video, hopefully they'll be towards the end of this season, and maybe if there's a flash event on the Tuesday again, maybe I'll try and get a bit involved in that and see if we can get something decent out of that. So thank you for watching, people. Apologies again. Please wish for me that I have a good day out at Wembley and that Crystal Palace win, because we don't make it to many cup finals. In fact, we don't really do a lot most of the time. The only thing we ever win is playoff finals. So it'd be good to actually see us lift up a trophy, which isn't that. And I'll be back momentarily with the WWE part and the NHL part of this video. Thank you for watching, people. Have a good weekend. See you all soon. Okay, so for part 2 of this video, we're going to be looking at WWE Supercard and the event that is currently on. It is Road to Glory. Now, I'll briefly go through the rewards here. I've got as far as the Miz, which is a super rare card. We won't bother the ones before. I'm probably going to stop playing this event now because, as I mentioned before, I'm not going to actually get anywhere in it. So there's no point me really playing to get any of these cards. I don't need any of them. Kofi Kingston is the ultra rare card. We've got Dolph Ziggler as the epic card. We have Dean Ambrose as legendary. Once we hit Survivor, we've got Natalia. Now, this is a pretty sweet reward, for a lot of people. Getting that Survivor Diva, especially if you've only just gone into Survivor tier or you're going to be getting into Survivor tier very shortly. The rewards have picked up greatly on the events for people in the slightly lower tiers, as well as login rewards. Now, there are talks, rumours, etc. about the fusions coming in, but we'll leave that for another video. I'm not going to have time to get into that today, but Natalia is a pretty sweet reward for a lot of you guys out there, and for some of you even maybe have been in Survivor tier for a while. It could potentially give you that Survivor Diva Pro, which you've been, you know, longing to get. After that, we come to Rusev for the WrestleMania card, and finally the AJ Styles as the event card. So we were never going to bother going for the AJ anyway. I would have potentially have got the Rusev if he had made a pro. I might have tried to put some time in, but as mentioned before, haven't really played the game the last few days, so I'm not too bothered about the card. If you look at his stats, he's not an amazing card. He's a down arrow, which isn't bad because there's not a great deal with him in the game, but 1075 power and 1060 toughness being his two main stats aren't really going to set the world alight, so not too worried. I'll take this as like a weekend off of WWE Supercard kind of, which is going to be pretty sweet for me. Now, King of the Ring, I could have actually probably squeezed another King of the Ring in or been close to finishing one, but I wanted to do these rewards for you guys because obviously I haven't really played much. So just to show you, we ended up losing the final, but we finished, where did we finish? Second, okay, yeah. So I was in a King of the Ring with Tommy Potter 90 and Cast, only other two humans in it, and I managed to position myself that I come up against all the bots because Tommy did finish in 4th and was basically got to stage in the last couple of games that he was guaranteed to finish 4th. So first game come up against Gary Bomb and we've lost, and if you see, I wasn't energized, so yeah, I was just praying that I didn't get bumped after this. So won the next 2 games energized, come up against Mad Dog, and I didn't energize after the first game because I thought, let me just see if I'm going to win it or not. If I am, then I won't bother. That was it. Into the final against Cast. Lost it 2-0. Weren't worried. Just happy to get to the final, get that WrestleMania card. So what we're after now is ideally a WrestleMania Pro. I don't want to get Rusev. If I get Rusev now, that would just be like a real kick in the arse. So ideally something that would make a Pro or a card / top card that I like, or even better, obviously divas. Any kind of diva would be awesome. So there's quite a lot to aim for, to be fair. I'm hoping I won't be too disappointed with this. Boom, there you go. Last reward from King of the Ring Triple H. We've got another triple her. Yes, right, perfect. Can't complain at all. Won't tag with anyone. That's not the point. It's another WrestleMania Pro. I can work on that. It can take one. It can take the single slot, and my Daniel Bryan, which I'm working on training up at the moment, can go in the. So what I do, for example, is let's take out you, John Cena. Right. So, oops. Sorry, this is from I had to reinstall the game. So Daniel Bryan will come in. I'll finish training him up once I'm in a King of the Ring. But what I will do is Triple H will come in, and he will. I don't think I'll tag him with Nakamura, not yet anyway. But he'll come in here for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan will jump up for, most likely for, probably Kalisto. I think I'll throw Kalisto out. So that'll go up into there. Or I'll still have one compatible tag with the Survivor Series event card. Then I'll have 2 tags that aren't compatible, but they're not incompatible for WrestleMania, and I'll have the obviously 2 event cards here with the option if I need to. So if I come against somebody, for example, who doesn't have the tags, because one tactic that not that I necessarily can use, but that a lot of you can use if you find you struggle a little bit, is if you're lucky enough like I am to have this tag here and have a WrestleMania Diva single, you've got a good chance to do well in the singles, whether you change it up like this, so you win the tag and you should win the single, which means if you can put yourself in a strong position with your tags, so say for example I did put Nakamura and Triple H in, and I ran with, I don't know, Daniel Bryan and AJ, for example, it would still leave me 2 WrestleMania Pros and a WrestleMania Event Pro, which means I've got a chance of winning a single match if the WrestleMania Event Pro come up in the good stat for me. So for example, if it was the Sami Zayn, if it was a speed or charisma and I was up against, say, you know, a potentially a Andre the Giant, or, you know, someone like that, or even Nakamura, if it was in speed, he'd win. And then I'm pretty confident that I can win both the tags and the Diva matches. So obviously that's 4 matches won if I win the top 3 here in the Diva. So to give yourself options that you can make tags is good. Tag teams, you're generally going to get 1, possibly 2 each match, and the Diva is very unlikely that every match you're going to get are going to be 3 solo cards. So to be able to win those 4 should get you through the majority of games. So that'd be good to get Triple H, and it gives me that tag with Nakamura if I want to use an event tag, and if not, he can sit in there as one of the single cards, and it will help improve my tag. So pretty stoked even with that. I'm going to shoot off now, as I said. Thank you for watching, people. Next week, we'll be back again, everything as usual, hopefully. I'll touch wood, if I can get some time, I'm going to try and sort out that blue stacks as well, so I can start playing these games some more. So, peace out, people. Okay, and for part 3, we're on NHL Supercard, and once again, the event, we'll have a quick look. It's the Pittsburgh Penguins versus Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, I'd have liked to have said that I'd be able to get a card here, but obviously, that's not going to happen. So, it doesn't matter who we click on, I don't really care. Okay, so let's just have a quick look. There's not that many games played, actually. Look at this. That's a bit of a shame, because this potentially could. Let's have a look at leaderboard and just see where. Maybe not looking at the top lot, because they're still always going to be up there. But if we scroll down at the moment, so to be top 50, with a day and a bit to go, 4,000 points. Yeah, I could have had a shot at this, should we say? Let's have a look at rewards anyway. Okay, so I'm going to say that wrong. It looks like Kezel, but I know it isn't, so we'll just leave that. Verse is a Nikita Kucherov. Now, between the 2 cards, having a quick glance, well, without actually adding up the stats, you can obviously see Nikita is just a boss in both playmaking and stick hand, an absolute boss. So there seems absolutely no reason to do anything with him apart from enhance those 2 stats. And you've got a little bit more of a balance here. Stick handling, playmaking, skating, you know, not a lot of difference. Could 3 stat fill instead. Out of the 2 cards, what would I prefer to get? To be honest with you, I'd probably prefer the Kucherov there, because it's going to overall the card, forget the focus and the skating out of it, because these 2 stats are so predominant. Powerful is going to make him a really, really strong card in playmaking and stick handling. So that would be my go. Top 100, could I get that? I reckon I could have. 250. Let's look at the 500. So here we go. Now this is a little bit of a kick in the behind, because a pro goalie for 750. Now that would have gone. That would have gone down a treat. Is that Florian Bishop? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, bit disappointed about this, to be honest with you. Seeing these rewards now, I'm not so worried about legendaries. Stamkos, Crosby again. Have I got a single Crosby still? I think I might do. I think I might have a single legendary Crosby as well. And the epics, you've got Daly and Garrison. So yeah, this is disheartening. That would have been a huge boost for me in terms of being able to get into playoff tier, to get a pro goalie. what can I say? What can I say? Not much, I suppose. Bad timing for that event to come around here. In terms of my season, I need to definitely do some managing here. Okay, what I might do, because I'm still going to be away, is I might just throw it out. Where are we in the standings? Okay, we're in here far enough. We're in it. We're going to make it without too much trouble. So what I might do is just use those 100 credits on that assistant manager for those 20 games, because I'm not going to be able to play today. I'm not going to particularly want to have to get up tomorrow and do it. So that will get me through at least to, hopefully, if I qualify through the first round, maybe quarterfinals. If I'm doing well, then I can have a little look and see if I've got a chance to get one of those star cards. I can maybe energize, but ideally, if I can at least get to the semi-finals, that would be great. That would be the plan here. So we'll leave that now. Not too much else to do for a minute, guys. As I said, just a quick catch up. Unfortunately, I wish I could play this PCC. Oh well. Oh well. Never mind. Suppose it's my fault for not being on the ball as much recently. Hopefully, we'll be getting that BlueStacks up and working sometime next week. I don't really know what I've got to do to try and get it to work, to be honest with you. But I have changed a few things on my PC. Hopefully, they will help to get me that working. But until then, I'll say good luck in your event. Let me know what you're going for, and it looks like it's going to be an event that's going to help a lot of people, to be honest with you, especially those who are maybe like myself floating in the star tier, or potentially coming towards the end of legendary. If you can get yourself that star pro goalie, you're set for a long time. Right, thank you for watching, people. Look after yourself. See you all soon.